Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. How can I when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. And tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. Open up, everything's waiting for you. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day, another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day.
In the wake of a shocking new climate report that was released this week, warnings of dire consequences for humanity in it, more than 1,000 scientists protested around the world today, including a top climate scientist at NASA.
Yeah, Peter Kalamas was arrested this week for civil disobedience after chaining himself to a Chase Bank entrance in Los Angeles. Kalamas and scientists around the world are in a desperate bid to save the planet and convince leaders to drastically cut carbon emissions. The latest UN report warns that the civilized world is nowhere near on track to meet the CO2 emission goals.
We're going to lose everything, and we're not joking. We're not lying. We're not exaggerating. This is so bad, everyone, that we're willing to take this risk.
NASA's official stance on climate change is that carbon dioxide from human activity is increasing 250 times faster from natural sources.
Well, it would appear that hopefully, we are live, right? There you go. I thought I would show you the NASA scientist. Did you see that guy? His emotional plea. We're not lying. Look, we're not exaggerating. We're not lying. We're not making it up, right? This is serious. Climate change is here. Don't think that it already was here. It wasn't. It's here now, right? That's what they're saying. There was a South African, I think it was the South African president who said climate change is here and it's serious. So there you go, right? Look out for it. Of course, yeah, an emotional plea from who else but a NASA scientist who is a member of Extinction Rebellion. Yeah, strange, right? NASA, Extinction Rebellion. But there you go. Who'd have thought it, right? We are indeed live, as far as I can see. Let's just make sure that we're going in the comments. I think we are. Yeah, we are live tonight on 2 platforms, YouTube and Nazi Book. Of course, both platforms are tyrannical as they come. To be honest, you kind of get away with a wee bit more on Facebook than you do on YouTube. I can assure you of that because, yeah, I've got experience of being hit with strikes on YouTube for seemingly what they call medical misinformation. But there you go. Shock horror, right? Yeah, I see my friend. Let me quickly jump in the chat and we'll say hello. And then I've got a few bits to get into, right? We're not going to go too long. Famous last words, right? But there you go. A dog named Boo over on YouTube. Yeah, the I was going to say Nazi scientist, but yeah, I suppose he probably is the NASA scientist. This is real. I mean, why did he say that? Why did he say this is real? We're not lying. No one's exaggerating, right? Yeah, we're totally not making anything up or manipulating any data whatsoever. Climate change is serious. Yeah, we're going to be hearing a lot more in regards to the climate change agenda. It's not going away. It's a climate crisis now. That's what they're calling it. And of course, they're going to use it like they did with the pandemic, and it's going to further bring in the agenda that they want, the big push to smart cities, Agenda 2030, Agenda kind of 2050 almost. You see that getting mentioned a lot. I seen it the other day. What document was I reading? I can't even remember now. I've done that much. I'm sure it was a Scottish government document. And 2030 is a big date, and 2050 is a big date. So it's quite a while away, 2050. But the thing is, people used to think that back in the 90s, the 80s. Oh well, it's further down the line. We don't have to worry about it yet. It's okay. It doesn't matter, but it never gets dealt with. Excuse me. And then here we are today, and we're in an even worse situation than we've ever been in terms of the world that we live in. It's genuinely insane. I done a live stream yesterday on climate change, and honestly, it's unbelievable the way it's going now. You can totally see that things like, and people predicted this long ago, but things like a climate lockdown, that is going to be a thing without a doubt. This idea of people switching off their electricity, I shouldn't laugh, but it cracked me up because, I mean, talk about digging your own grave, right? Come on. This is not the answer, but people think that it's going to help. But there you go. Who am I to tell them any different, right? So good to see a dog named Boo over on YouTube, right? Good to have you tonight. Alana as well in the hood, back again. Good to see you. Suzanne, great stuff. Pedro, fantastic. Yep, Zoo Scott, there we go. Who else have we got? Nancy, fantastic. Hopefully, the audio's okay, right? Otherwise, otherwise we might have to jack it, just pack it in, call it a night. We might go an hour. I know we might be longer, but I appreciate everyone who's joined tonight on either YouTube or Facebook, right? Nancy, good to have you. Laurel, there you go. Pedro in the hood. Derek, I seen you as well. Where did he go? There he goes, Derek. Yeah, the NASA scientist, that cracked me up big time. And more than it probably should have, to be honest. I couldn't help but laugh at the guy. I'm unsure if the guy's maybe not well or just a straight up actor. I'm unsure. Maybe both, to be honest. But I mean, it was it was just acting, in my opinion. And I find it rather strange that he's a NASA, well, seemingly a NASA scientist, and he's heavily involved with this Extinction Rebellion. The people who they wanted to stop crude oil, so they stopped the vegetable oil. Laurie, did you see the video? And I shouldn't laugh at these people, really, to be honest, but it does crack me up. So that's the way of it. But I think some of them glued themselves to a road. Oh man. I mean, come on, right? What is that going to achieve? How do you even glue yourself to a road? They glued themselves to a road and chained themselves to a Chase Manhattan Bank, which I thought was quite fitting, to be honest. But it was comical. It really was. Pure orchestrated, all for the camera, and to further push the climate agenda. All for our safety, right? Sure. Let's go with that. Debbie in the hood, good to have you this Monday night, although it's almost it's almost Tuesday, right? We're getting there a bit late. I tried to be a wee bit earlier tonight, but I've been working on too much, put it that way, to be honest. But sometimes you've got to give it a rest, right? But I'm here anyway, so happy days. I apologize if it's late, but you can only work with the tools that you've got, right? Like me. President Charlotte in the hood, there you go. Richard, good stuff, back again, good to see you. Mike in the hood, great stuff, good to have you. John, Pedro, who else have we got? Calf, where are you? There you go. Lots of comments, too many for me to keep up. Arlene, there you go. Suzanne, Sandra, where did I see you? There you go. I'll say hello for about another minute and then we'll crack on, right? I don't want to hang about too long, but I do like to say hello, right? Who else did I see? I seen a familiar face and then it disappeared. John, good to have you as well. Lots of comments. A good community both here on Facebook and YouTube as well. Debbie, there you go, in the hood, back again. Great stuff. Good to have you. Anne as well. Ross, Derek. Yeah, lots of comments. I think I covered quite a few. I see Bri as well, back again over on the YouTube. Good to have you, Bri. Who else did I see? Pauline. There you go. Great stuff. Good to have you. So yeah, I will jump back into the comments. Is it Melaine? We'll go with Melaine. Ah man, I am terrible with names. You've got to make it an easy name, right? When you come on here. No strange. Well, I shouldn't say strange. No fancy names and no big words, right? Otherwise, you'll confuse me. No numbers either. No words, no numbers, nothing. Otherwise, I'll be confused. Basically, whenever I try and multitask, I get confused. So sometimes you've got to bear with me, right? As I now move to the slides that I have, hopefully. Where are they? Yeah, we've got them. We're cooking, we're rolling, right? There we go. Yeah, we might just jack me because You can see it better, right? This article here, it's I don't know, a magazine, a document from 2018. Uh, I mean, some of this stuff you just think, wow, yeah, you could see where it was going in terms of the pandemic, without a doubt. I'd imagine there is people who did call it. This is it's a magazine, Foreign Affairs, right? Quite a popular one. You can see the top head in there, hopefully, unless you've got eyesight like me. Wee Billy Rockefeller, Bill Gates, the gene editing revolution. Hip hip hooray! I remember that time we all got together and we voted for Bill Gates to lead the way in gene editing because he's the expert on gene editing. Bill Gates? Yeah, of course. Everyone knows that, right? Oh, hail Bill Gates. Oh, wow. Where would we be? Genuinely, where would we be without people like Bill Gates? Not even, I don't even like calling him a people, a person, an entity, uh, an evil entity, to say the least. Let's face it. I mean, the guy needs stopped, right? So, gene editing revolution. And remember, this came out in 2018. Foreign Affairs magazine. Is democracy dying? Question mark. Man, I shouldn't laugh. Is democracy dying? Yeah. The question I always find myself, rather than that, asking is, did democracy ever exist? Because from what I can see, it didn't. It hasn't, not in my lifetime. That is for sure. And in this magazine, I noticed you won't see it very well. It's quite small, but it's an advert to join the CIA. So if you have the credentials, then you might want to, yeah, join the CIA, right? I mean, how insane would you have to be to want to sign up to an entity like the American CIA? Wow, you'd have to be completely insane, right? Surely. But it shows you what kind of magazine it is and the kind of people who might read it. Certainly not people like me. Foreign Affairs magazine. I've got better stuff to do than read that, yet here I am. But I dug it out. It's I'm making a video on it at the moment, but it's not finished, so you're kind of getting it just now before it goes out. It mentions wee Billy in 2008, 33 years. Yeah. After he co-founded Microsoft, Bill Gates left the company to work full-time at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Yeah, I wonder how they're getting on. Since its launch in 2000, the foundation has given over $40 billion. Wow. All hail the foundation, right? To a variety of programs in education, global development, and public health. Yeah. Sure. In quote, gene editing for good. Close quote. Oh, man. Oh, fucking hell. Gene editing for good. What? So, why did they have to say that? Why did they have to say for good? I'm assuming that means that there's a gene editing for bad then. Of course, right? But not the one that they're doing. That'll be, it's for good. Of course. These are the good guys, the good people. The Bill and Melinda Gates, they're good guys. Right? Sure. Gates explains how CRISPR and related technologies can transform the global fight against poverty and disease. Wow. All hail CRISPR, right? I've covered CRISPR quite a lot in the past. It's quite a complicated, strange fucking topic. It's one that I can never get my head around, to be honest. It's a lot of it I can't buy, to be honest with you, but I have covered it quite a lot. And by the sounds of it, even in their own words, gene editing is not a fucking good idea in any way, shape, or form. And they do not know, well, seemingly, they don't know where it's going to end up, where it's going to take humanity. But I can tell you right now, it won't be in a fucking good place. If not already, right? Of course, I've got to watch what I'm saying as well. I'm on YouTube. I might get a strike on my backup channel. So yeah, of course, 33 years. Yeah, funny that. All very fitting, right? And I want to expand on this a wee bit more. What have I done? There are worrying signs that some leaders sense a new opportunity. In 2012, for example, Russian President Vladimir Putin Wait, I think I've got these slides wrong again. Oh, man. Oh, what have I done now? Honestly. One of these days I'll get it right. Yeah, in 2012, for example, Russian President Vladimir Putin intimated to his defense minister that he should plan to develop weapons based on new principles, including genetics. Right. There should have been another slide before that. But there you go. So Putin, yeah, worried about the genetics. Shock horror. Interesting that, right? Sticking with this. In the 1970s, for example, Rhodesia's intelligence agency introduced cholera into wells? Yeah. In areas held by black nationalist guerrillas, and in 1981, the apartheid government of South Africa launched Project Coast. Do we know of Project Coast? Anyone? Let me know if you know about Project Coast, which is believed to have looked into biological means to assassinate opponents. Yeah. According to some accounts, researchers with Project Coast also discussed plans to selectively administer an anti-fertility vaccine to black women. These examples give reason to monitor the threat of targeted biological weapons. Yeah. And it mentions the new killer pathogens. Yeah, the coming bioweapons threat. Remember, this is in 2018. Right? And they were worried about the potential danger. Not only that, they were looking to develop weapons to counteract such genetic manipulation. I mean, it's insane, right? They call it bioterrorism, but I'm unsure if I would call it that, to be honest. I find it all rather worrying, the way they talk about CRISPR. considering, and I've got to watch what I'm saying, considering what is going on at the moment in a medical sense, right? Let's call it that. You've kind of got to wonder, because we know none of it makes sense. It wasn't about what they say it was about, but yet they rolled out everything anyway. I wanted to cover this article here as well. These are actually the two articles I wanted to cover. But I wanted to mention that because it's all rather strange, that being from 2018. You could kind of see where it was going. And here we are today, 2022, a few weeks away from eating Soylent Green. I shouldn't laugh, right? We're going to be rewriting history, I think. Rethinking how it came about. Funny that, right? They tend to rewrite history quite a lot. Has anyone else noticed? They seem to adapt it here and there, kind of under the carpet, as if no one would notice. They've done it with many, many, many things, including things like the moon, the atmosphere, space itself, whatever that may be. Everything, honestly. I call it the syndrome, as most people will know on my YouTube. And unfortunately, the world we live in is all around us is deception. We live in a sea of deception, chasing our tails, looking for the truth, but never finding it, and arguing about what is and what's not the truth, which is, it's quite comical, really. But there you go. We're kind of at a critical stage at the moment in terms of humanity. So we've got to stay strong, right? We need to stay strong, keep focused, and not let our guard down, whatever we do. I should have had another slide in regards to that. It's bloody annoying now. Anyway, we're going to rewrite history. It happens quite a lot. There you go. Who'd have thought you could rewrite history? But they do. Researchers have a controversial new hypothesis for how civilization first started. What? Yeah, sure. Why not, right? Why not? History has been written faster, rewritten faster than previously thought. Yeah. It's at super speed now. The rewriting. I remember I done a video about, well, it was when remember when they were taking all the statues down? And all I could think, honestly, they were basically rewriting history right before our eyes, using the cover of what was it again? I think it was because of the George Floyd episode. So we had, we had a cop shoot a guy in America. I mean, fucking hell. That probably happens every day, right? Unfortunately. But I'd imagine that happens quite a lot over there in America. People getting shot dead by the police. But we had this George Floyd even incident. And then what was the outcome? Ripping down all the fucking statues. Ripping down all the statues, even in places like Scotland. Oh, you need to tear it down. George Floyd. Wait, what? That's part of history. Yeah, but George Floyd, take a knee, right? So you've got to do what the narrative tells you to do. And in my opinion, it got completely out of hand and it was insane. Look at what it turned into. I mean, when it when it comes to the George Floyd situation, uh, uh, that is riddled with deception from the very start. I'm unsure what to make of it, but I certainly wouldn't trust the official narrative that we get. No way. That would be the last thing that I would trust. So I don't know what really went on. It's not actually something that I've looked into in great detail. We covered it a wee bit a while ago, but you can see where I mean, even if they never orchestrated the George Floyd event, they certainly fucking capitalized on it. This is what they do. That's how they work, right? That's the agenda to a T. They capitalize on any said disaster or situation. And of course, a lot of the time, they're the ones who create it. David Rockefeller even told us that. I'm pretty sure he got quoted saying something along that lines, at least. I see my friend Diane is in the hood. Good to have you back again. And Justine, catching alive. Good to have you back again. So yeah, the dawn of human civilization is often pinned down to the rise of farming. As food production grew even, so did human populations, trade, and tax. Right. So, people thought it was farming that created the world that we know. Farming done it, right? That's pretty much what they thought then, by the sounds of it. Yeah. Economists have now put forward a competing hypothesis, and it suggests a surplus of food on its own was not enough to drive the transition from hunter-gatherer societies to the hierarchical states that eventually led to civilization as we know it. Right, so they thought farming done it, but now they kind of think it was different. It maybe wasn't farming that created the structure that we know of. I need to make this bigger so I can see it. Make it grow, right? She said. So, quote, we concur with the conventional productivity theory that farmers in hierarchical societies produce surplus, but our contention is that rather than surplus generating the elite generate the food surplus on which it can flourish. Once the opportunity to appropriate arises. Yeah, that sounds a bit more like it, right? Even when some parts of the world adopted farming and began producing a surplus of food, it did not necessarily lead to complex hierarchies or taxed levied states. Huh. Yeah, because they didn't need it. That's why. But then Mr. fucking New World Order, he'd a came a knocking. And he'd a took over. Then there would have been tax levied states. without a doubt. Farming never created the fraud of a society that we live in today. It was greed that created it. And look at the fucking state we're in now. Not in a good way. Only when humans began farming food that could be stored, divvied up, traded, and taxed, did social structures begin to take shape. Yeah, funny that, right? All natural, I'm sure, right? Of course. Yeah. This one here. Oh, man. This cracked me up as well. Good old NASA, right? Honestly, where would we be without NASA? Oh, man. We'd be lost without them. We're so lucky. So, I think it came out in the Guardian. Scientists hope to broadcast DNA and Earth's location for curious aliens. Ah, man. She didn't laugh. Yeah, I mean, fuck, of course, right? Remember that time we all got together and we decided that we wanted to send DNA and the Earth's location to, quote, curious aliens? What the hell's a curious alien? Of course, NASA, I mean, it used to be laughed at quite a lot by people, I'd imagine. But now NASA are very, very serious, right? Get your serious hat on. They're very, very serious about exoplanets and another planet like Earth somewhere far, far, far away. You can't see it though. You can't, only NASA can see it, right? Can I have a look? You can't have a look. Nope. Only NASA's companies are allowed to have a look, right? Not a average Joe. No. You can use your wee telescope to look into distant galaxies, right? Beacon of galaxy message could be sent into heart of Milky Way, where life is deemed most likely to exist. Ah. So not on the moon, not on Mars, not on Jupiter, Pluto, Venus, Uranus. No life there? Anyone? Uranus? Any life? None there, right? But on this very, very distant, faraway heart of the Milky Way, life could exist. That's where they reckon it's most likely to exist. I mean, hey, it could. By all means, it fucking could. I kind of lean towards it not. I find it all very hard to believe, but hey, there could be a fucking a wee planet like Earth somewhere far, far away. But I doubt it very much. Some people say, come on, you've got to hope, right? But I get hope in other ways, to be honest. I get hope from life, real things that happen. I'd rather concentrate on this world than the heart of the Milky Way or the end of the Mars bar, wherever it may be. I'm here all week, by the way. Unfortunately, I'm not, right? Few they said. So, I mean, this can't be a good idea, right? Surely not. This, in my opinion, this is not a good idea. What is it they say? Be careful with what you wish for. Anyone ever heard that? Not NASA though, right? Yeah. No dope, no hope. There you go. Carrie knows the score, right? You've got to find hope somehow, but not in not in NASA. Don't be conned by them, right? Stephen's 43. There you go. I'm the other way around. 34. 35 in May. I almost forgot. So not far away. Anyway, getting old, right? Cracking on. But there you go. Good to see Justine as well. In the hood and Diane. Yeah, it's I mean, this one cracked me up. It really did. When I seen it today, I thought, yeah, I might share it because we're gonna send out a message, right? Of course, that's what we all wanted. Good to see Linda as well, back again. Stephen, good to have you. Lots of comments, great stuff. Bandy Boo as well, good to have you. Insect pet food. Insect pet food? What, for your supper? Surely not, right? My dog's snoring, you might hear him in the background. He's getting big now, my dog, honestly. He's unreal. Unreal. JP as well, I noticed in the house. Good to have you back again. Great stuff. Lots of comments on YouTube and Facebook, but I honestly struggle to keep up. But I do try and say hello, right? So good to see you. We will get to the comments again in a bit to say hello. Right, where am I? Elgin, right? Surely. At least that's where I think I am. So, the message. Let's expand on the article. Quote, even if the aliens are short, doer aren't sexually obsessed? Close quote. What? Oh my God. Honestly. That's a quote from the late cosmologist Carl Sagan. Do we know of him? I done a short video on Carl, who Carl's one of these guys. I can't quite work him out. I lean towards him being an agenda man, but he's one of these guys who, from time to time, he has said things that I think has made me think, yeah, that's correct. But he's done other things and said other things where I thought, he's clearly working or playing button for the agenda, if you like. And even a broken clock can be right at least once, or is it twice a day? A 24-hour clock, I guess, would be twice, right? A broken one, would it? So I'm unsure what to make of Carl, but that's a quote from him. And he continues, quote, if they're here, I want to know about them. Close quote. Yeah. To be honest, ignorance is bliss, right? Why would you want to know? Let's not go there. We don't want to know. I mean, have we really got to a point in life where we've got nothing to worry about in terms of the world where we are? So what are we now trying to reach aliens to help them out with their life, their world? Nothing on this world? No one? As nuclear bombs go off all around. Quickly, off to Mars, right? Like the movie. Oh, what was it called? Don't Look Up, where they get the spaceship. Oh man, that's so funny, right? It's quite funny if you've not seen it. The movie Don't Look Up. You might want to check it out. But yeah, the guy Carl Sagan, he done a video where he explained. Well, he tried to explain a fourth dimension, or was it a third dimension? It was one of them, a different dimension anyway. And his example of the Earth, he called it flatland. And he was saying, now imagine that everything's flat. Absolutely flat. That was his example of the Earth to describe another dimension around the Earth, I think. The video's on YouTube, Carl Sagan, Flatland, and there is a book. It's from a book from the 1800s, the late 1800s, and it's called Flatland, and I think it's a non-fictional novel, but it's quite interesting. I mean, it doesn't prove anything or anything like that, but it's worth of note, and I find it all rather interesting for sure. So you might want to check that guy out. Driven by the same mindset, a NASA-led team of international scientists, hooray, have developed a new message. What? That it proposes to beam like a fucking Batman, a Batman logo. That it proposes to beam across the galaxy in the hope of making first contact with intelligent extraterrestrials. E.T. phone home, right? I mean, come on. Where is this going? So NASA have sent out a beam, like a Batman fucking sign, with a message to E.T. with the Earth's location. And this is totally a good idea. And not going anywhere in a bad way with it. And of course, it'll be NASA who communicate with the ET, no one else. When the alien deception occurs, the connection will be with NASA or the fucking Pope. Boris Johnson, right? Oh man, Joe Biden. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, could you imagine Joe Biden trying to speak to an alien? Oh man. There's a joke in there somewhere, right? Yeah. Or maybe he'll just turn out to be one anyway. And take his mask off. His dodgy mask. I was an alien all along. I think Nicola Sturgeon. She would likely take a mask off. She would. I don't think she's alien. She's more likely to be some form of snake. I'd imagine. She would turn into a snake or the fucking Baphomet itself, right? Wee Saint Nick, Hitler, back from the dead, of course. Where do you start when it comes to the SNP? Unbelievable, right? So they're going to beam a message. Fucking, how long did it take them to think of that? After all these years, all the money they've spent. I know, we'll do the Batman. Oh, man. We'll do the Batman sign with the DNA to the furthest away part of the Milky Way. And E.T.'s going to pick it up and we're going to get him back home. Right? Yeah. I mean, I find it quite comical, but I'd imagine that it will go somewhere. This won't be the last you're going to hear of this. Kind of going out on a limb a wee bit by saying that, to be honest. But watch this space, right? Watch out for an alert from NASA. ET. We've picked up a signal. They're oh, bugger, what does it say? They're coming for you. Oh, shit. They're coming. Of course, the electronic guy, Hopkins. Stephen Hopkins, is it? I'm pretty sure that he warned us. Yeah. Stephen Hopkins. Let me see if I can see this. In a I can never say that. Preliminary paper, which has not been peer reviewed. Shock horror. It will be, though. It will get pushed through. The scientists recommend sending the message to a dense ring of stars near the center of the Milky Way, a region deemed most promising for life to have emerged. Emerged? What? And it's going to still be there? I thought it was a ever-expanding universe. Whoosh. I don't know. I get confused with the fairy tale, like the Big Bang, and I mean that's another example. That's another example of how they twist it and change it, and over time. Well, we actually think this. It's not as much as we previously thought. It's less than we previously thought. Shock horror. We never got it wrong or lied about it. We just misread the data. Dull, right? Sure. Yeah. Quote, humanity has, we contend, a compelling story to share and the desire to know of others, and now has the means to do so, right, by sending a beam. I mean, is that the best they can come up with? Did they not send something before? A record or a song or a CD or some sort of capsule with items in it? I wonder where it is now. Fucking bottom of the Pacific Ocean, I'd imagine. That would be my guess, right? Someone's gonna find it one day on a fishing boat. The fuck's that? I don't think it's a fish. A bloody time capsule. Did they not send that to space? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe Musk's car as well. Maybe they'll find that in the sea. Of course, I doubt that went anywhere by the looks of it, to be honest. What was it Elon Musk said? You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. Yeah, sure. Musk at the moment, I mean, he's always in the news, put it that way, but looking to buy Twitter. I mean, is there nothing the guy wants to not be involved in? I mean, fucking hell. Another entity that just wants to take control of every single fucking thing. Like wee Billy Gates or Jeff Bezos. The Amazon, no, space, no, climate change guy. Yeah, one of them, right? They're puppets for the agenda. That's what they are. They're faces for the agenda. The people who really pull the strings, I doubt we'll ever see them promoting or pushing. They're too big for that, I'd imagine. The most inner circles of the satanic elite that pretty much run the world fucking inside out by the looks of it. Unfortunately, at least in my opinion, that is. There are other concerns. Yeah. More than a decade ago, Stephen Hawking, I'm not going to try and do a Stephen Hawking impression. People think I'm like him anyway. Someone called me that, a Scottish Stephen Hawkins. Oh man, honestly, I got roasted one time. Well and truly, it was funny. It's lucky I've got thick skin, right? But there you go. So Professor Stephen Hawking warned that humans should refrain from sending messages while drunk. I mean, sending messages into space in case they attract the wrong sort of attention. Yeah, like be careful with what you wish for, right? Because you might fucking regret it. Yeah. We're into Tuesday now. So happy Tuesday to the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. So yeah, there you go, right? Refrain! Don't do it, he said through the computer. Quote, if aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America. Hip hip hooray, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans. Yeah, it certainly did fucking not. And I mean, I can't see this going away, honestly. This is going somewhere. This is being steered in a certain direction, big time. Similar to the fucking pandemic, very similar. And similar to the climate crisis narrative. You can see it clear as day. There's little red flags that appear, but your instinct eventually tells you, wait a minute, basically, this is a disaster in the waiting, in which they will indeed capitalize on. In the end, we will eventually lose fucking freedom, basically, if we've even got any left. Because I don't think we have, to be honest. The Native Americans, they got completely annihilated, basically. Kind of stomach turning to think that they actually convinced some of the Native Americans to fight against their own people. I mean, that is fucking heart-breaking, gut-wrenching shit, that, right? Bribed, coerced, offered probably gold and all sorts to turn against their own in fervour. The new land, America! Hip hip hooray! Land of the free, hope and glory. I mentioned about a year ago, maybe two, that when I think about America and how it began and the plans for it, it was like almost a bit like a dry run for how they want the world to be and how they're going to control it. And they made it this great land of the free. You can achieve any dream you want. And it was almost too good to be true. Which is another red flag in my opinion. And when I was looking back, America, it kind of got offered, from what I seen, it appeared to be offered like it was God's gift, and it ended up being a honey trap, basically. And they sucked many, many people in. And it's now today not what it fucking was, that is for sure. And it's again heading, like the UK and the majority of the world, in my opinion, in a very, 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 very bad way. Unfortunately. So yeah, I wonder when we're going to get a text back, right? We'll be waiting. Got the phone on. Make sure you've got it on. You're going to get the text back from ET. We got your message. We know where you are. We're coming for you now. Right? Yeah. Look out for it. The alien deception. I wonder. Project Bluebeam. I wonder when it could be. Anyone want to take a guess? What year there will be an established alien connection or alien invasion? Some people reckon 2030. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that early. I kind of think 2050 will be, the world won't be what it is today then. Put it that way. I dread to even think, and that sounds kind of bad, but I dread to even think of what it's going to be like then. I mean, I could still be here then. I'm unsure. Touch wood that I am, right? God granted I will be, but I might not be here to see it. But we continue to try and at least warn people to the deception that's going on, to the lies that's going on. And we might never defeat it in our lifetime, but we've got to try. We've got to keep going. We can never give up. No way. Not a chance. It's not fucking happening. I'm never giving in. I'm just not. I decided quite a few years back now, I've pretty much hung my coat. I've not went all out yet, but the day will come in good time. Again, God granted. I'll go even further, because I'm not going to go down. I'm not going down without a fight. I might change nothing, but by all means, I'm going to fucking try. And it would be silly of me to talk about any sort of plans in that sense online, but eventually people are going to have to cross the boundary, and that might mean putting your life at risk and basically a heavy jail sentence, possibly, potentially. But I feel the day will come for me. I mean, nothing crazy, but something that possibly could end up getting me arrested. I mean, people get arrested for things that get said today. You say the wrong thing and the police come to your door. You can't even say anything anymore. But eventually we're going to have to think outside the box. We're going to have to, while we have the ability, we're going to have to try a bit harder. We're going to have to do a bit more. And it could mean taking it up a gear. What that may be, who knows, right? But we've genuinely kind of passed the point of no return. So if not us, then who? The sun flare, we keep seeing it, right? We keep hearing about this as well. For about 2 years again, we've talked about over on YouTube how they've mentioned, they keep mentioning this sun flare, the potential of there being a gigantic one in the future, which wouldn't be good news either by the sounds of it. Seemingly we just had one. I never felt it, but this is the sort of thing, again, they could capitalize on as a disaster that brings about, I don't know, a blackout. An internet shutdown. Oh, it was a sun flare that done it. Fucking no internet. Sun flare. Yeah. Seemingly it's a cycle, the sun, where it's not happy. It's the painters are in. She's not having a good time, right? Time of the month for the sun. I think it's an 11-year cycle, but I'm unsure. It's not something I know very much about, but I think Ian knows a lot more about the sun than me. But one thing I do know for sure, in fact, most people probably know more about it than me. In fact, I'm Scottish. How can I know anything about the sun, right? But one thing I do know is that this keeps appearing. They keep pushing it, and it went through the roof at one point, and it's not stopped. They keep running with it, making sure that people fucking know, hey, sun flare, potential disruption, blackout, satellites fucked, take note. And they ain't letting it go. I think the potential with that is going to be a internet shutdown. I think internet shutdowns could be a thing, and then the blackout potentially at the same time, but they kind of it creeps in, right? They'll soften the blow, and then there'll be another uppercut, boom. I think when if the war heats up the theatre, I think then we could see more shutdowns, blackouts, because they won't want us communicating like we are at the moment. Excuse me. As my voice goes. They won't want us communicating like we can. So this one, honestly, this is one we're going to see more of. They will not let it go. How far have we went? 1:15. Fucking hell. Well over an hour. I didn't think it was that long, to be honest. There you go. I appreciate everyone jumping in tonight. Lots of comments as well. Let me see. I think we're just about done. So we try and keep it a wee bit light, but we do cover some interesting topics. Let's go with that. And hey, we live in the real world. It's the same when I'm on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I can't do is come on and say, well, hey, it's all right. It's fine. It's good. There's nothing to worry about. Trust the plan, right? It's fine. Don't worry. By all means, don't worry. But we're not stupid enough to be thinking that the world is in a bad fucking way, because it is. It is in a seriously fucking bad way. Honestly, what have they done? What are they doing to the sky above us, the atmosphere, the food, the water, the soil, the river? Look at the situation with the microplastics now. I genuinely think they're eventually, probably, I could be wrong, of course, kind of going out on a limb again, but I think eventually they're going to ban plastic completely. I think they're going to come out and say, oh, actually, we've discovered that this certain chemical or microplastic, it's causing such and such. So immediately we're halting any production of it, which is going to fuck a lot of shit up big time. Again, that is just my opinion, but looking at the narrative at the moment, it's heading that way. They're already saying, look, it's not going to be good news. It hasn't been good news seemingly for plants and bacteria that live in the rivers. Seemingly, they said they found microplastics in them. That was what they said to begin with. A year later, they came out and said, well, now we know that it's seemingly in the human blood. And what they did say about plants is that it was basically stopping them from reproducing, stopping them from eating. It said more. It was unbelievable. It was truly shocking, actually, the stuff that they said. And I remember saying then, and this is about 2 years ago, if this is true, some of the people on YouTube might remember, but if the microplastic situation is true and the effects of it are genuinely what they tell us in regards to the plants and sea creatures and bacteria, then it will be, they will say that it's the same for us, right? So I reckon they are going to come out in time and say microplastics is causing such and such. We're going to have to halt every production of this, that, and the next thing. And look at everything that gets made out of plastic now. I mean, what is it not in? It would completely annihilate just about every industry that there is. Of course, they've built it that way. It's all dependent on plastic. It's almost like they've built it up to take it down. All very fitting, right? Is it possible to heal the damage we have already done to the earth? Question mark. Good question, right? That is the big question at the moment, I'd imagine. Most people, the news very often now talks about geoengineering. That's a conspiracy, right? Yeah. Let's go with that. Conspiracy. Weather manipulation? That can't be right. That's a conspiracy. Yeah. So maybe we're too far beyond the point of no return, right? What do people think? Do people think we've missed the boat? Are we done for? We're full of good news here, right? I don't think we're done for yet, to be honest. I mean, we could be. But I like to think that there's a greater power, if you like, that's unseen. And eventually, in good time, the tables will turn. That doesn't mean to say I don't think that stuff's going to heat up, because I think it will. And if we can make any progress, we're going to have to take 2 steps back before we get anywhere. Because like we just mentioned, the world that they've created, the society that they've orchestrated, it's getting destroyed as we speak. And more so every day. the meat industry, the microplastics, the food supply. What have they not went after? Talking about a shortage of fresh water now as well. I covered it the other day. In Germany, possibly no groundwater by the year 2100. And I kind of thought that was quite funny because they tell us that the sea level is rising, but the groundwater level is getting lower. I'm confused as to how that can happen, but what do I know, right? Who am I? I've just got to believe what they tell us. Yeah, the sea level's rising, but the groundwater's disappearing. But it's all connected somehow. Yeah, interesting one, that, right? So I don't know. I've got hope, but here we are. The conversation. This came out today. Even the press kind of asking the question, have we went too far? Wait a minute, we? Like we created the fucking greed-driven society that we live in? No, we fucking didn't. But we got it. And here we are. Everything is now bad. It must be destroyed. But here, fear not. We have the solution. Smart everything. Smart fridge, smart toothpaste, smart toilet, smart washing machine, smart tap, smart dog. Just not a smart human like me. But there you go, right? When are we getting smart humans? When can you buy them? Yeah. I wonder, right? So yeah, kind of asking that question in the media now. Doesn't shock me, right? There you go. That's the world we're in today. I am going to wrap it up now. We'll quickly say cheerio in the chat. I only wanted to go an hour, but there we go. Alex in the Hood, our good friend Alex, a great show. I have to catch up with the rest tomorrow, but always a great show with our sister Alex, our English sister. Great to see you. They can smart off, yeah. Do you know that smart, right? There's a meaning, there is a meaning for smart where it's not just somebody who's a fucking smart arse or intelligent, if you like, but it's described as a sharp pain or a stinging, like being stung. And I only found that out about a year ago through a Russian guy that I follow, and he was talking about it, and I thought, I never even knew that. Wait a minute, I never even knew. But there you go. But I had to check it out, and I thought, yeah, fuck, so it does. It means, if I can remember this correctly, like a sharp stinging, like you got stung by a bee, or like a sharp pain. And I thought, fuck yeah, it's all rather fitting, really, for all these smart technologies, right? A fucking sharp pain, all right. A fucking pain in the ass. But there you go. Technology. We're surrounded by technology now. We're immersed in it. We've kind of got to try our best to disconnect from all technology as much as we can, anytime that we can. Stay away from the fucking mainstream media. Don't overconsume content. Don't go into overdrive. like I do. Don't be me. Don't be a fool. Don't drink and drive, right? Of course, don't do that either. Arlene, good to have you in the hood. Back again, great stuff. Alana, good to see you as well. Back again. Justine, great stuff, my good friend. A dog named Boo, fantastic. Good to see you. Catherine, good to see you as well. Back again. Alana, where did we go? Suzanne, there you go. Great stuff. Many thanks. Caroline, good to see you as well. Great stuff. Lots of comments, right? Karine, there you go. Good to see you as well. Steve, yeah, problem, reaction, solution. We're so lucky that we have these entities looking after us when these disasters strike. Fear not. We have a super duper gene busting juice that you can have, and you'll be fine. Yeah, but I still got. Yeah, but you didn't die. Yeah, but Thingy still. Yeah, but they didn't die. Right. Okay. Sure. So that was the solution to the pandemic. The juice. The magnificent juice. All hail the juice, right? Kind of a few things I want to say about that, but I've got to watch because I probably would get a strike, but I think next Monday, in fact, I might be away next Monday. So I'm unsure if I'll be about. So it might be the Monday after, and we're going to get back into the gene juice. So it might, it'll likely just be on Facebook for the good people on Facebook, because YouTube, I would get a strike, definitely, because there's a few truths that need to be said about the wonder juice that just came out of nowhere. Yeah. So good to see Steve, President Charlotte as well. Back again. Alana, a dog named Boo. Diane, great stuff. Justine, there you go. Stephen, where did you go? There you go. Pauline, good to see you as well. Sister, back again. Alex, yeah. Bandy, Boo, there you go. My Australian friend down under in Tyranny Land, right? Oh man, I shouldn't laugh. Australia is insane, right? Wow. I've not quite looked into the situation in China yet. Anything that comes out of China, I'm very skeptical of it indeed. Fucking anything that comes out of anywhere, to be honest. I'm skeptical, but China especially, it's a bit like, it's the same as here. You can't believe anything that's said. So you've got to be careful. But I'd imagine it's not good because it's not fucking good here. And people think, well, it's not like China here. Not quite, but it's tyranny in a different form, in a different way, in a different manner. But in the end, it's the same fucking beast. We're run by the same fucking satanic criminals, basically. Of course, the politicians, they don't run the show. Far from it. Could you imagine Boris Johnson running fucking anything? He couldn't run to his gate. He would fall over, flat on his face. Oh man, Boris, what a clown, right? And that's coming from me, of all people. But there you go. Hopefully we had a bit of a laugh tonight. You can always get a laugh at me. That is for sure, right? But they're laughing at you, not with you. Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're laughing at me. It's fine. Hey, I laugh at myself, so I can't knock anyone for laughing at me when I do it myself, right? And I've got the nose for it, so it's all good in the hood. Good to see Caroline as well. And Justine, great stuff. On, there you go. Where did you go? There you go. Is it me you're looking for? On in the hood. Yeah, if I missed you, quickly put a comment because I am now looking for a video to see it out. It'll be the isolated vocals of, I don't know, I'll surprise you. Although I might have used it. I won't use the one I used at the start. Although that is a good one, right? Go your own way. Of course. You can go any way they let you. Any way they tell you to go. Just not that way. Yeah, Greg, there you go. Good to see Greg back in the hood. Bernie as well. Where are you? Great stuff. Fantastic. Yeah. Suzanne, always a pleasure to see you as well. And Stephen, where did he go? Yeah, great stuff. So, I will now love you and leave you. Let me see if I can get this video. Yeah, I'm going to be, I think, on YouTube back tomorrow. Judy C, where did you go? Great stuff. A pleasure to see you as well. Every Which Way But Loose. Yeah. The movie. But life is that as well. What else do they say? Catch 22. You can't win, right? It doesn't matter what you fucking do. You can't win in life. But you can try your best. Hey, you can only learn by trying, right? Sometimes the key to success is failure. But of course, people won't talk about the failure. Just success. Just the success. Only the good stuff, right? But we always try. We never give up. One thing that we're... Post anything as well. There you go. Good to see you back again. One thing that we're never, ever going to do is live in fear, right? Not for 1 second. No way. It ain't happening. And like I always say, whatever you do, do not comply. And that is about it. Bye-bye.
Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be, as a friend, as I know me. Take your time, hurry up, choice is yours, don't be late. Take a rest, as a friend, as I know Come, dust and mud, soaked in bleach, as I want you to be, as a trend, as a friend, as I know when I swear that I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun.
Okay, cut.
When I swear that I don't have a
Neil
gun.
Armstrong. Hey, wait a minute.
No,
You're supposed to be on the moon. I just saw it on TV.
Oh, there's a tape delay and solar winds.
No, I don't have a gun. No, I don't have a gun.